My name is Jacob Pruitt. Today I will be conducting an HR review on the company known as Monsters Incorporated. For those unaware, Monsters Inc. is an energy company that harvests the screams of children in order to power the city of Monstropolis. Upon reviewing Monsters Inc., I discovered a number of glaring HR issues with the company. For the purpose of this video, however, I will only be focusing on 3. The first issue being a hostile work environment. A hostile work environment exists when one behavior within a workplace creates an environment that is difficult or uncomfortable for another person to work in due to discrimination. A hostile work environment may also be created when management acts in a manner designed to make an employee quit in retaliation for some action. Employers have tried to force employees to quit by imposing unwarranted discipline, reducing hours, cutting wages, transferring the complaining employee to a distant work location, all of which is displayed by Mr. Water. Mr. Waternoose has been recorded on multiple occasions using fear tactics in order to motivate employees, and when it was discovered by 2 employees, Mike Wazowski and James Sullivan, that Mr. Waternoose was illegally kidnapping children, he illegally terminated Mike and Sully in the form of banishing. When that failed, he violently chased the 2 down a hallway, destroying work property along the way. On top of all of this, Mr. Waternoose also threatens employees with the phrase, "I'll kidnap 1,000 children before I let this company die, and I'll silence anybody who gets in the way." This is clearly not acceptable work behavior. This behavior puts both the employees and the company at the risk for legal and financial repercussions. In this specific case, I believe the best method of punishment would be to terminate Mr. Waternoose and press charges for the violence brought against both the employees and equipment of Monsters Incorporated. I do not think Mr. Waternoose could benefit from suspension and counseling. He is unsafe to keep at Monsters Incorporated. To prevent future incidents, it would be wise to implement new training that focuses on safe workplace conditions and ethics, as well as implement proper instructions and methods of reporting and dealing with unethical or illegal work behavior. Issue number 2. I noticed a number of issues with Monsters Inc.'s training program. In order for the training to be effective, changes must be made. The first thing I'd like to note about the training I witnessed was the lack of positive feedback when addressing trainees. Trainers often responded in a negative, condescending tone. This is no way to train employees. At one point, the trainer even responds in anger. Rather than educate a monster on the mistake he made, the trainer would rather embarrass them. To fix this problem, you may consider implementing multiple methods of training other than simulations, such as technology-based learning, on-the-job training, coaching, mentoring, lectures, group discussions, etc. I would also suggest that the trainers running the simulation be put through training as well in order to better and more professionally deal with trainees. Along with this, training needs to be measured. Monsters Inc. HR and hiring department may also consider doing background checks so that we do not end up with trainers who act in the same way. The third issue that I would like to bring to your attention is the lack of female representation on the scare floor. My records show that out of the 3 female employees employed at Monsters Incorporated, 0 are scarers. 2 appear to be in secretary-type low-level positions, and the other is in a training position. According to Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, it is illegal for an employer to discriminate employees on the basis of sex, race, color, national origin, and religion. I'm not accusing you of this, but this is what it could easily be perceived as. This may be an issue in the recruiting department. To fix this, you might consider enacting fair hiring procedures, as well as taking affirmative action to increase female scarers. In the future, considering hiring or interviewing an equal number of applicants from each gender. However, if no females are applying for the job, you are not at fault here, though you may want to consider making Monsters Inc. a more female-friendly workplace. I'd like to thank you for your time. I hope that you take what I've offered into consideration. Thank you.